The Sinn U50 is a new watch released in 2020, but if it looks familiar to you, it will be for good reason. The U50 is actually based on an extremely popular existing model from Sinn called the U1. This older model is 44mm wide with 1000 meters of water resistance, and is the basis of the rest of the brand's diving watches, including watches such as the UX and the U2. But with this new model, the U50 takes the range in a slightly different direction. That direction is a reduced, smaller one that many fans of the brand have been eagerly anticipating for a long time. And, fortunately for us, that time is now. It might not come as a shock to hear that if you reduce every dimension of a watch, it's going to wear differently. The U50 favours wrist hugging and restrained heft thanks to a 41mm width and 11.1mm thickness, and a lug-to-lug right around 47mm. Simply put, the U50 is just so comfortable on the wrist. These proportions are spot on. Any watch that feels like it fits into your day-to-day life without issue is always a good thing, and it's clearly something Sinn has nailed here. Although the watch is now smaller, the width doesn't have an impact on legibility at all. With hands this distinctive and a clean matte black dial for contrast, there's no mistaking the time when glancing down at the wrist. You get a lot for your money with a U50, including a case and crown made from high-strength German stainless steel, adding a lovely subdued tone to the whole watch. An easy-to-turn, reassuringly well-made black hard-coated bezel, 500 meters of water resistance, those incredibly playful, large hands that perfectly match the hour marker design. There's also a screw-down crown at the 4 o'clock position, favouring comfort over ease of use. A date window, which is actually neatly tucked into the edge of the dial. The Sleater SW300 is at the heart of the watch. And of course, an always impressive build quality that we've come to expect from Sinn. Despite the strong contrast, pops of red and bold hands, the U50 downplays its importance on the wrist, preferring to remain understated and subdued. This is something the 44mm U1 struggled with, but the smaller U50 can thrive at it. This watch has all of the features and an execution of those features to be regarded as a watch that you could use as a beater. The term beater is an interesting one, as commonly what qualifies a watch to be used widely as a beater is a combination of price point and performance. This is why watches from Seiko always seem to be the go-to picks. However, if you want to spend more on a watch and really use it for how it was intended for, the U50 is simply going to be able to keep up. As you can see, this watch looks pretty great in the studio, but we wanted to, and were actually encouraged to, experience the Sinn U50 as much as possible. So be sure to head over to the WatchGecko online magazine to hear about how the watch performed after 1 week of constant wear paired with Cornish views. We'll leave a link in the description below. When it comes to strap changes, the U50 just excels. Sure, it's a stunning watch on the all-metal bracelet, but when paired with a range of different straps, the watch really transforms. At some point we will be doing a full strap showcase on this watch, but for now, let's take a look at 3 must-haves. When it's time for a change, the Seacroft FKM in black is a perfect rubber option for this watch. This simple yet effective strap adds some much needed texture and detail to a watch that is visually quite flat. The Seacroft Waffle uses FKM rubber and comes with buckle holes throughout each side of the strap, meaning that all wrist sizes will be able to enjoy this one. Considering it's just about still NATO season, we felt it was only right to stick with one of our newer additions to the range on the U50. Here the Admiralty Grey Vintage Watch Company NATO was the go-to pick thanks to the bold colour scheme of the U50. Although we see no grey on the watch, the blasted case is extremely reminiscent of it, as it helps the white and red scene on the dial jump out even more. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good grey watch strap? This final strap, the Sailcloth, shows yet again how it can suit pretty much any watch with some tool DNA behind it. You may have noticed that we haven't actually put the Sinn on a leather strap. Simply put, the watch suited these equally durable and long-lasting straps far better when wearing the watch on my week-long break. But stay tuned for our strap showcase, as we'll show it on a few leather straps then. The U50 is everything great about Sinn, all in one watch. The idea here is to offer everything people love about the U50, but in a smaller size, opening the watch and the brand up to a slightly different audience. Stats and information on a fact sheet never really tell the full picture with a watch. And although this is impressive on a piece of paper, out in the field being heavily used is where it really shines. If you ever looked at Sinn and you've been impressed with their offerings, you won't be disappointed with the U50's increased level of comfort and usability. The Sinn U50 is now available through the Sinn website, starting at €2,060. We'd like to thank Sinn for sending the U50 SDR in on loan. To find out more, and to order your own, we'll leave a link in the description below. As we said earlier, be sure to check out the full review on the WatchGecko online magazine to see what the watch is like after 1 week away. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.